What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here, bringing you guys quite literally a quick little video. So, quite literally, just like in every other Democratic run city, or anything that has Democrats with the head of everything, and like quite literally Democrat by not by name, but by actions and what you're doing, by what you vote for. So, much like how everywhere else in the country, they have grocery stores shutting down due to high rates of theft, homeless vagrants, and a whole bunch of other people hanging out and doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, right? Well, now the Anchorage Assembly wants to try to force a local business to stay open and keep their doors open and deal with homeless people, meaning the Anchorage Assembly want people like you and me who make $15, $16 an hour, if we're fucking lucky, to deal with all the homeless vagrants that they will not keep in jail, all the crazy drug addicts, all the crazy people, all the violent offenders that they don't have to deal with, they want you and me to deal with. But yet, oh hey, they want our cars to stay open because it's going to create a food desert in the area. Well then, Anchorage Assembly, why the fuck have you not cracked down on the criminality in Alaska? How is it we have no ORC laws here? How is it we quite literally allow criminality to run rampant all over Anchorage? Quite literally. There's areas you cannot go to unless you live in that area. If you go there and you're not in that area, from that area, you're going to get got. It's bad. They know it. They don't care because they get to live on Hilltop away from all this bullshit. Well, Anchorage Assembly, what's going to happen if a lot of us taxpayers start pulling together and sending them to your guys' neighborhoods? Because that's going to be fixing to happen next. Y'all don't want to do nothing about the criminality in Anchorage? Okay, well, guess what? Anchorage is going to deal with it. We're going to send them to y'all's houses, to y'all's neighborhoods. Y'all don't want to deal with it? Y'all want to have your gated communities and shit? Okay, well, guess what? La France, you want to build 10,000 homes in 10 years. An average home costs $150,000. Do the fucking math. Where's that money going to come from when we have homelessness on the rise? Quite literally.
Is addressing food insecurity within the municipality. An ordinance was proposed and introduced tonight by Anchorage Assembly members Chris Constant and Daniel Bolland.
Not going to do anything.
A direct result of the closure of the cars on Gamble after hearing from an employee that the intent was to block any other grocery store from purchasing that location, effectively creating a food desert, which is a growing practice in the lower 48.
How about, hey, Anchorage Assembly, how about quite literally force every major retailer to do what they should do? Keep the criminals out of their stores and actually embolden them to do so. And also, actually, make sure your DAs are doing their jobs and putting repeat offenders in jail and keeping them in jail. Anchorage Assembly members, why are y'all allowing this to happen? Why have you guys not created new ordinances, new bills, new nothing that deals with the ORC people coming up from the lower 48 to do their business? Where are the bills and laws stopping people from stealing shit? Why is it our tax dollars are going towards food banks and homeless shelters, 1.4 million of our taxpayer dollars towards homeless shelters and homeless crisis, but yet it's still happening? Why is it you have all these people in all these areas causing the issue, but yet nothing's happening? Where's all this money going, Anchorage Assembly? Where's it all going, Mayor LaFrance? That's a good question, correct?
For communities to have access to
Y'all don't care about food deserts. They're doing this so they can get revoted and keep their jobs when they're doing a poor job.
And their way to get to the grocery store is to walk, bike, wheelchair roll, non-motorized travel.
So, walk, wheelchair, motorized. Put it this way. You cannot walk down any streets in Anchorage without the possibility of you getting mugged by some racist, and I mean a native, a black, anybody. Because you are a white American, you're going to get mugged. Okay? Add in the fact that if you are any semblance of a person who has any semblance of anything, and this doesn't matter, they will attack you. If you are anything other than Native Alaskan, they're going to treat you like shit. They will literally tell you go back to your own country, leave this land. You're tearing up this land, even though they are tearing up the land. You can't walk down anywhere at all in Anchorage without being accosted, accused of something, or asked for money. Or guess what? You don't give money, they're going to shoot you. That happened up here in Anchorage. Some homeless crazy dude was asking people for money. They said no. He shot them. Homeless people asking for money, they're stabbing people. Homeless people asking for money, they're running into people's cars. All these things have happened here in Alaska. APD is aware of it. The assembly is aware of it. The mayor's aware of it. The governor's aware of it. But yet, ironically, why is nothing being done? Oh, because guess who's not adversely affected by it? The assembly and all those people who live on Hilltop and in the nice areas. Well, Anchorage Assembly, Mayor LaFrance, I think all you government officials should take a massive pay cut to pay for all the shit you expect us taxpayers to pay for. You want us to pay for it? Okay, I highly suggest that the PFD board that gave themselves a raise, they get paid $10 an hour. You assembly members, $10 an hour. You government workers, $10 an hour. You want the taxpayers to pay for all this exuberant crap that literally only affects you, the rich people, effectively better than the poor people or the people in the lower class or middle class, with the fact that we're the ones paying for it. Why doesn't it not benefit us?
Some members had concerns about the effort, citing specifically that they felt it was an overreach.
It is. Like, much like how in San Francisco, how the local government forced a location to stay open because they tried to guilt trip them on, oh, well, if you leave, all this will happen. Well, if the city isn't going to crack down on crime and put people in jail, if district attorneys and judges are not going to be held to a standard and keep criminals in jail or prison, then what is the point of all of this?
Cars is going to close, and are they going to sell the building? We don't know if they'll sell
And guess what? It doesn't matter. If they open the building, do you think there's going to be enough people who are going to want to work in that building? Sir, are you going to work in that building? Are any of you assembly members going to work in a Cars? Or a Fred Meyer? Or a Walmart? Or a Target? If you in the back of your mind goes, it's too dangerous, then guess fucking what? You better change some laws, because this is a bunch of bullshit. We, the people, are tired. You are trying to create new taxes here in Alaska where it's already expensive enough to live here. Y'all don't want to give us our PFD. You want to cut our PFD again. But yet, guess what? Y'all made a lot of money off of those oil deals that you had, and you're getting ready to fix and make more with this up-and-coming deal that's coming across multiple countries. Multiple countries are going to be buying oil from us, which is going to put billions of dollars into our pockets. As long as y'all, Alaska, play ball with our current government, which they are trying not to. So, anyone in Alaska who's watching this and you want a better PFD and you want everything else, then you better goddamn demand that our fucking PFD board stop investing our PFD in shit that they shouldn't be investing it in. Period. Matter of fact, if the PFD is literally paid by oil, how about we have oil refined here in Alaska instead of in Russia or Saudi Arabia? How about we start fighting back against our so-called friends Canada and make sure they pay their fair share when it comes to taxes, or the better word, tariffs? Because unbeknownst to most Americans, we've been tariffed up the wazoo by Canada for generations. Okay? 2 generations at least, we've been charged by Canada. Multiple generations from multiple other countries. We've always been tariffed. We're just now playing the same ball.
No promise of that. There's no promise of, even if this proposal passes, that they don't maintain the building and hold on to the building as a loss. So I have issue with it there. And then also issue
You're not wrong.
as this is government reaching in and
It is.
imposing itself.
It is. It is. It's government overreaching, because unless the government is going to adhere to and promise and keep to that promise of keeping all those associates safe and make sure that they get a net positive in profit, not going to happen, and it shouldn't happen. Do I want cars to shut down? No. But let this be an eye-opener to the people of Anchorage. Stop allowing people to steal. Stop excusing people to walk out with full grocery carts of groceries, of food, clothes, does not matter. We have food banks. Tax dollars goes towards people who need help and assistance. What's the point of us paying all these tax dollars and doing all this stuff and donating and everything else that we do when literally we have people coming into the grocery stores, filling up carts of thousands of dollars worth of shit, and then walking out with it? Do you really think they're eating all that food? No. Are they eating the clothing? No. They're selling it for drugs. So, quite literally, if you want to get rid of a food desert or anything else in any one of these cities and states, crack down on crime. Stop letting these kids and all these vagrants and all these people walk into grocery stores, fill up a backpack, a duffel bag, a luggage carrier, or anything else, and walk the fuck out with it without proof of purchase. Period. If there's no proof of purchase, and this is how it can go. This is how it can go. Hi, sir or ma'am. Do you have your receipt for said product here? No, I don't. Go fuck yourself. Okay, well, you kindly can leave, but the merchandise that you claim that you have paid for will not be leaving said premises until receipt has been presented. Time and date and stamped. If not, product stays in. If you have an issue, you can call this number. And then they call the number. The associate, AP, Asset Protection, does video review footage, sees whether the person paid or not. And then they are informed, yes, so by the way, this ain't going to happen again. If you do not show your receipt, the merchandise stays there. Stop treating people with kid gloves, especially grown adults. They take advantage of you. That is how you handle it. You don't touch them. You don't touch their personal property. Nothing. You hold on to the cart and the merchandise that is Fred Meyer's or Target's or Walmart's or anybody's. If it's not paid for, it's not paid for. If there's no proof of purchase, there's no proof of purchase. Period. Not a hard concept. So, like, share, subscribe. Stay free, America. Love you guys.